Good about Hyper.
Derek, another fun-filled week. More amazing coffee from Premium Coffee Roasters. Thank you so much, Premium, for making a amazing, delicious treat for us to enjoy. Hashtag not a sponsor, should be a sponsor.
Grandma's Sugar Cookie. It slaps.
Queen City Creative Works. Shout out to you. You are a sponsor. QueenCityCreativeWorks.com. They are a small business, married couple living here locally, and they make wonderful products for all to enjoy. Head on over to QueenCityCreativeWorks.com for personalized branded merchandise. Not only ours, but different Buffalo designs and things like that. So if you are interested, head on over to QueenCityCreativeWorks.com. Appreciate you guys very much. Addie's, thank you so much for your logo. If you were looking for any alcoholic beverages for the holiday season, head on over. We are in the OND season, which is the busiest time of year for liquor stores. So it stands for October, November, December for those non-drinkers and people that are not in the know. Now you are in the know. Little lingo of the industry. So, useless fact, and then we'll dive into more wonderful discussions carrying on from last week. If you have not heard our last week's episode, please watch that one. We talked about our new home purchases, which is just insane because we were not supposed to get the houses that we got, but cheers to a God. And we are going to talk about the studio and a couple other different things regarding the new homes.
Before we go into the useless fact, just because you brought up OND, you know what's weird and what I never understood? October, what does that mean? Like octopus.
Like a shape?
No, like octopus. What does that mean?
Octagon?
Yeah.
Their sides?
Yeah.
Octopus is an animal that swims? 8?
No, December, deck. How many is that?
Decagon?
Yeah.
Which is what, 10?
Yeah. September, how many is that?
I get it. So 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah, why aren't they the months?
Why is Octagon not the month?
Like, no, like October is the 10th month. Why isn't it the 8th month?
I don't know.
December is the 12th month. Why isn't it the 10th month? September, same. It's 9. Why not 7? Rumor has it that the original calendar started in March, and they added January, February to line everything else up. Little useless factor.
Was it an old white man that ruined it?
I wouldn't doubt it.
All right. Anyways, The Mummy had a hazardous production. The cast and crew had a special drink to prevent dehydration. Many crew members had to be airlifted out after snake and spider bites. The production took out kidnapping insurance on the cast, and Brendan Fraser almost died filming the scene where he's hanged.
Really?
Yeah. So that movie, making it, was a dumpster fire. So there's that.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Would you ever be an actor?
Yeah.
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 Even though you'd be mad liberal?
You know that
we
I was
all just watched Mike grumble. He had to recalculate his brain.
Did you just say the L word? You knew that I was going to be in that play in college, and then the one, like, literal woke girl ruined the entire thing.
But that's a college play, bro.
That was the start of my career. Okay.
If you were casted in a movie, what do you think your role would be?
Oh, dude, like Thad Castle's younger brother.
You think you would...
100. It would be some type of jock that probably has like a small porn addiction and like is just an absolute dumpster fire who's made out to not be the smartest person in the room, i.e. me in real life, minus the porn addiction. So like, yeah, a jock who's not smart. a jock who's not smart. Like that would probably be my first role.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like Ryan Reynolds' perfect role is Deadpool because that's actually him.
Yeah.
You know, like it, I would probably start there. Then I'll move into like a rom-com, Hallmark drama, Lifetime movie-esque type deal, you know, really embrace that side of me.
Then go right into Alan Reacher or whatever, Jack Reacher.
Then just get like jacked up. Or maybe, I don't know, I think a role that I would love to play is like a well-off finance dude that wears suits all the time.
That's me. So if you told me like what I would what my first casting would be, it would be like a super dry humor finance guy. Like that would be my role, like a Ben Wyatt in Parks and Rec. I feel like that would be me 100%.
You would probably, okay, here's the perfect movie pitch. Picture this. You're the established mentor that has their life together, and then I'm the new hot kid on the block with a coke addiction who's like super strung out, and then you reel me in, and then we like take over.
Can we like make this?
We should.
Can we make like a 5-minute movie of this?
Yeah, like sober Mike could pull that off with ease. That's a problem, but that's reality.
If anyone like wants to get into scripting at all, like script us this movie and we'll act it out. That'd be so much fun.
Patreon would probably freak out over that.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So
you wanted to be, you think you would be a good actor? Do you think you'd be a good actor, or do you just want to do it?
No, I think I would do well after coaching. Like I would have to take acting classes. Yeah. A lot of it is the line memorization, but once you kind of figure that out, tricks and tips I'm sure exist for it, and then you know, it's difficult. Acting is actually really difficult, and I learned that during the table read and then leading up to the actual play, and then the whole thing got shut down. Dude, we were pissed. It was like 3 days before it was going to happen. We got everybody in that class got an A except for her.
Yeah.
The professor told the dean, he's like, everybody's getting an A except her, because literally it was all hands on deck, 100% cooperation, and the dean approved it.
I think if you were an actor, people like, sometimes people need to be more animated. Like me, I'm not like a super animated person, and my voice doesn't have too many inflections just because it's just minus 20 bass all the time. But you're very animated, and somebody would probably be like, Mike, you don't have to try that hard. And you're like, that's my voice, dude. Like, it's just me. This is just me. You would be that person that they would actually say, like, dial it back a little bit.
Probably. Yeah. Like, tone down. Like, you're overselling. Like, he's not high right now. Like, he's relapsing. Like, we need you to... No, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
It'd be fun. So, while we're on the topic of productions and things... we got to talk about the studio and the new build out for it, because there is no like Planner 5D for the studio space. What are we envisioning?
This is like actually kind of a working session.
It is.
So for you guys that don't know, Mike and I, if you can hear last week's episode when we talked about us buying a house, but like not together, separately. I wouldn't be against together, but we talked about buying a house, and honestly, outside of last night,
our wives hate us.
Yeah,
just be together already.
Outside of last night, like I went over your house last night just to hang out for a little bit. I haven't seen you in like 3 weeks before that. It was a while.
Yeah, it was really hard not to like jump across the room and hug you. I mean,
I know. I was so sad. And other things. So like this is honestly going to be a true working session where we think about studio space, and we want to put this on camera so you guys can also think about how stupid we are when we think about things, but also to let you put in comments down below of what you would like to see in our next studio space, because I have some ideas. I think that we can make a studio space. We made this work. Like the space that we're in right now, we had this extra space in my garage. We insulated it. We've talked about this 1,000 times. We made this work. But now we have an opportunity to either make a new, bigger space work in one of our houses or build something that we actually want. So that's kind of what we want to talk about today. So to that point, starting off, ideally, well, not ideally, we've talked about we never want to lease a space that somebody else owns, because that goes against what you and I core believe about building wealth. Like you never want to pay someone else's bills to use something that they have. Like that's just not an option.
I think we both need to walk each other's homes and pick a location and then figure out what is best practice. And I want to, me personally, I'm going into it with the lens of infrastructure first. I also do the same thing with a house. Yeah. So I think the first thing that we should look at are the electric panels at each other's homes. Who has the most open breakers and who's got the best ability to handle a studio. And I think we wire the studio accordingly. So we look at power first. So outlets, and then overall dimensions. So we'll pick a space that's sized accordingly to the size we want. So we'll remeasure this, and then we'll just lay out this size room with tape on the floor and be like, this is what we currently have. And then we'll be like, damn, like this is a huge room compared to what we have. And then we'll look at, okay, we'll put some stuff in a place and we'll dry run it and be like, okay, chairs here, table here, TV here. And then we'll be like, look down, and then do we have outlets? And then if not, we'll put outlets in. And we literally build out the studio space in accordance with what we want the room to look like. I think that's where we start.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest, because now we have an expansive network where we know electricians, we know other people that can help us with the small things first, and then we can take it from there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I need a professional to do A, B, and C. Okay, like do A, B, and C, and then I'll do everything else. And then that way we can vlog the whole thing for everybody, which is sweet. We've already kind of talked about that, but we'll record it to an extent, and then capture that, and then we'll build it out that way. What are your thoughts with doing that?
I like that. It's a good idea to do it that way. The other thing that we have to think about is guests. And if we bring guests, like, do we want to bring guests into our actual home? Do we want to have them in a structure outside of our home? Do we want to give them like a bathroom in the same space? Like, that's kind of the things that I'm thinking of too, is so we're not having guests walk around our actual home. Like, what is the guest experience if they come to our house for an interview? Like, that's also what I'm trying to think of, just from a logistics standpoint, because
that's huge.
I don't necessarily, like, if Colleen is home or Gina's home or something like that, and we have it in our house and we have a guest over that they don't necessarily know, now they feel like they can either have to hide in a room or get dressed, or like there's so many things that when you have a studio in your house that you have to think of for the other partner in your relationship. So that's kind of huge for me. That's why I think that, just picturing my house, because I haven't walked your house yet, having that studio and then putting in that bathroom right there, and then you go up the stairs right out the garage door, and there's like no
interaction,
living room space that you're crossing through, so they don't have to hide. Like, that's huge on my mind right now.
Which, knowing my new house, I don't really have that capability. The only thing that we would be able to do at my house is a detached structure, which isn't built. Okay.
But that's the thing. If we do want to do that, if we do want to go detached structure route, that's fine, because then we know that for my current house, we have a temporary space that we're not building out from electric. We're not doing all that stuff. We're just kind of bringing these cameras, basically bringing this setup to a kind of unfinished room and filming from there. That's completely fine while we build out something else. Like, but we're building something from scratch. Like, that's the tough part. Do we feel like building an entire structure? Because when you build an entire structure, then you can really make it what you want.
Well, right. Then the other aspect is, where do we put it? Because my backyard isn't level.
Right.
And it's straight woods for an acre. So there's land clearing. I mean, it's going to be like $70,000 to build a building.
That's fine. We got the money.
Oh, yeah. Criminy.
So maybe we just do it in my basement. Maybe that's it.
I mean, plumbing a bathroom, we know the people to do it.
But the thing is plumbing the bathroom, yes, that's something that, like, I want for the guest, but that's not a podcast expense. That's a me expense, because that is something that I want to do anyway, regardless if we have the studio in the basement. So, like, that's not necessarily an expense that we have to take on as Buffalo Happy Hour.
Well, no, but because we know people for plumbing, it's just going to it's going to help regardless.
Sure.
Okay. Then Yeah. Then I still think we do the dry run and look at power.
Yeah.
And then we design it based off of the existing electric. And then if we want to drop in a line, we can to add an outlet or whatever.
In your basement, in your current basement, you don't have an exterior access point, right? Like
No.
there's no living space on there? Yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, there's no egress window or
No.
there's no like walkout. So we looked at a house with a walkout.
Really?
Yeah.
It
It was
of
just
like,
way too expensive.
walkouts, dude, like the ones that are angled on the floor always give me like scary movie vibes. I don't know if I could live in a house that has like the walkouts, like where you bend down and then you open it up like French doors that are laying on the ground.
Oh, the Bilko doors?
Yeah, dude, that gives me so much like the Ring vibes.
Hurricane storm doors?
Yeah, dude, I can't do that. I feel like I would get eaten by a spider or murdered. Like that's my two things that I just associate with those is just death.
They also rust a lot and they cause a lot of water issues because then
makes sense, yeah.
their seal breaks. I mean, they're kind of difficult to maintain. Yeah, I don't blame you. Plus, it also doesn't help that they're involved in like every hurricane movie ever.
Yeah. And like Amityville Horror. Like that's what I just associate with that. Like I'm
Right.
dead.
I also wouldn't want a guest to walk down it through a Bilko door.
Right.
That's kind of sketch.
But like I don't even think that I have the ability to blow out. I mean, I probably do, but like blow out a basement door or a basement wall and then build steps and then a door going out where you can just like walk through the backyard. I don't know if I have that.
No, I don't think you do either.
Yeah. Or we think I have a 3-car garage. So maybe we can also think of just building the studio in the other side of the garage.
Yeah, but both of you want to park in the garage.
Well, that's fine. It's a 3-car garage.
I don't know. I don't like that idea.
Okay.
Because I feel like eventually at some point of our lives, we're going to want just a toy car.
Yeah.
Like, we've always talked about it forever, and we're at these homes forever.
Yeah.
So that's, why eliminate a garage space and then just force yourself to park outside?
Well, if it's not the studio, it's going to be a golf simulator for right now. So
That's fine. Christ. I can't with you. Okay. So we look at infrastructure, power, and then room.
yeah.
And then we go over the bathroom. Because the bathroom is going to make sense for any... Because you were talking about hosting parties at the new house, which is going to be dope. Because for us, at our house, Colleen and I are obsessed with backyard entertainment spaces. During our honeymoon, we were looking at outdoor spaces and like how they set things up, what it's actually made out of. And I was like, dude, this is literally just poured concrete that's formed. And then they just put cushions down and it's like forever weatherproof. I'm
Right.
like, that's a super good idea. Probably super expensive, but a really good idea.
Yeah.
So we're like taking pictures and getting like inspiration, following a bunch of different business pages on Instagram and just looking at different things that people do for backyard space. Obviously, they're like multi-million-dollar mansions in Texas, in Florida, with amazing outdoor spaces. But I was like, this is sick. Like, let's do this, but weatherproof it because it's Buffalo. And then like low maintenance stuff and build something out. Because if you have a finished entertainment space in your basement, you have an open concept on the first floor plus your backyard, the party will naturally just gravitate through that.
Yeah.
And then you'll have a bathroom on the main floor for outdoor guests and then first floor guests, a bathroom for basement guests.
Yeah.
And for us, we have 2 bathrooms upstairs on the second floor and 1 on the first floor. And what we potentially are looking at doing is having 2 exits to the outside and then have like a wraparound entertainment space, and that 1 bathroom will be used for everybody. But it's just kind of, it's so cool and exciting to actually like think about that and plan that because you're at this house for 25 years with no issue.
Yeah. If you want to cream real hard, go on Instagram and YouTube and type in finished basements NJ.
Oh, I can't.
Dude, it's so sick.
Yeah, it gives me too much anxiety. I've seen too many flooded basements to see like these $35,000 build outs, and I have no clue if any like is anything working in your basement to get the water away. Or
One of the biggest things that they do is movie theaters. Dude, it is so sick.
yeah, it gives me the heebie-jeebies, bro.
I think that I think that the company that I have no idea, I don't work for them, but I think the company that owns them or something also owns a basement construction company, and
They have to.
they do drain tiles beforehand.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
You got to do something. It's crazy.
Hello, sir. Hello. There you go. What's up, bro?
Okay. So we'll look at your house. We'll still look at mine. And then we'll plan from there, and then we'll look at infrastructure first from a power standpoint as well as a guest experience standpoint.
Yeah.
Realistically, though, I don't think there's going to be a lot of guests.
No, I don't think so. It's more of a like
Third chair option.
if Tyler comes over or something, or Nick from Queen City Creative Works, or Tom, or like close friends, because it would be nice to talk with people that don't have a space in a controlled environment, especially because you and I are going to be in Hamburg. Right now we leverage Addie's, but now that's going to be 40 minutes from us.
Correct.
Like that's something we have to think of too, is that now guests we want to have in a local spot. That way we're not driving all over the place, because that's part of our time when we're doing these podcasts that takes so long is driving 35 minutes to Addie's from here. Now it's going to be 45, 50. I honestly didn't even check. Do you know how long it takes to get to Addie's from your current or your new house?
No,
I'm
let's
going to look that up right now.
I'll do mine.
Because yeah, I mean that's one of the big things right now that you have to think of. Because,
I mean, I know it's far, but
because how many do you think right now? How many interviews do you think we do at Addie's?
I'm 34 minutes away.
Yeah, I'm 33. I guess that's not as long as I thought it was going to be.
And naturally, if you take transit the whole way, it's 43 minutes.
Right.
I hate transit road, dude.
It's 26 minutes, so we're adding 10 minutes to
Not
my
terrible.
drive. Yeah,
It's also all throughway.
yeah, true.
I would say how many?
I would probably say at least right now,
Once a month.
30% of our interviews are at Addie's.
Yeah, and we're there once a month,
Yeah,
if not more, because we also go there for our own stash.
right.
Yeah,
And our whiskey club.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine.
So we'll just have to look at each other's house and try to figure out where we want to put it. Do you think your basement's conducive for a studio right now?
Mine is not as big as yours.
Pause.
That's a heavy pause. So, the biggest thing is we definitely need storage space for things.
Yeah.
And the basement right now has a huge built-in shelf on one of the walls, which has to remain. And it just has to remain because we have a lot of stuff for storage.
Yeah.
So, and we have a kid. We're going to have one more kid eventually because we want 2 kids. So that's even more stuff. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we need storage space, and it's just kind of, the basement's not massive by any means. I don't think it's the same size as my current basement.
You think it's smaller?
Yeah.
Okay. So the room that we would potentially put the podcast in the new house is 12 by 14 or 12 by 12. So basically the size of a bedroom. Or
Right.
It is a
And
bedroom.
what is this?
Dude, this is
I want to say 11 by something.
11 by 7, I think.
Yeah,
which is
right? It's 11 by 7?
Yeah, which is 77 square feet.
Yeah.
And that is
Do you have a tape measure out here?
no, not out here.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is 77, and 12 by 14 would be what? 144. 144 plus 24 is 168. So 168. So we're literally more than doubling our space than what we have right here. If we put
Which
it
is
down there.
huge.
Yeah,
Plus the bathroom.
yeah. So I think that's the play. We just kind of have to figure out logistically how to make that work.
It's also going to be a hell of a lot warmer.
Hell of a lot warmer, and we can soundproof the shit out of it too. That way, nothing gets out.
Yeah.
It's a good thing about building something from scratch.
Yeah.
And the good thing too is like all the walls are there. Like it's already finished drywall. So we literally just have to lay down carpet, put doors up on the closets because the doors aren't there right now. Lay down carpet, like insulate the shit out of the floor. But the drywall's already up, so we just got to paint. And it's actually, I think, our podcast blue color already. Not saying it's fate, but just kidding.
We'll look at it.
Yeah.
We'll definitely look at it. And then the other thing, too, is we can sell some of the stuff that we don't need for an outdoor studio space. Or we can keep it for something else, but it really doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
We can sell it and then reinvest that money into the new studio.
Yeah. I don't really know what we have, though.
What do you mean? Heater.
True. Yeah, dude. It's Good times. So from
Okay.
you guys, this has been our setup for a little bit now. Like, when did we had the table. I forgot about the table, dude.
Yeah.
We had the podcast table here where we were sitting across from each other. So think of that. And then also this style now where we have, I want the third camera back, but the way that the third camera currently is it's like elevated and it looks down on us like we're on a security camera, and I hate looking at it when I edit. So I didn't do it today. But like, from your perspective, watching something, do you prefer us being at a table across from each other, or do you like this more conversational style? Because I love this. But if people like to see us face to face, like face on, we can still have these chairs, but put like a coffee table in between us.
Well, I think the biggest thing is the new space is going to be double the width, so we can
Right.
still have a third camera angle, and then
Yeah.
we can accomplish that same goal.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people like the third angle.
Pause.
Which
Dangle
is
from the angle, bro.
correct. So we can still do that. It's just a simple tripod.
Yeah. But like I don't know if people like the table aspect of it.
Yeah.
What do you like better?
I like conversation. I mean, this is super comfortable
Yeah.
to sit here for 2 hours and talk. It's much more comfortable. I also think that we can like revamp the shot. Like we can have a lot of fun. Like right now we have bottles and acoustic paneling in the shot, right? So I think the new setup we can do a lot of fun stuff with because it's wide open, so we can get creative. I like that. I like that idea because it opens up a lot of things for us to be creative again.
And then we can do like an area for product shoots like we've always wanted to.
Yes.
Because right now it stresses me out, dude. Once we get done filming and everything like that, I go inside, I edit, and then I have to come back out here, remove, put everything back in, take pictures. Like it's just a lot of work trying to navigate something that's only 70 square feet. Like this is tough.
Yeah. This is going to be a lot of fun
Yeah.
for the build out.
Do you
Okay.
like, so right now you have like right here, I think I'm out of focus actually. Right, am I out of focus or am I just having a stroke?
I think you're having a stroke. It might be the glare of the light.
No, I'm definitely in focus now. Okay, now I'm back in focus. All right, it's weird. So like right now, this is super close to me, and this is far behind me right here.
Yeah.
But like, do you like being against the wall, or do you want to be more like depth behind us? That's the other thing we have to think of. People do it different ways. Like Rogan's podcast, that Basement Nerd podcast that you and I follow too, because they're hilarious. They're right up against the wall. There's no depth of field at all from them. Has its pros, it has its cons. Everything's always in focus because you're like, this is the
Which
depth.
I kind of like just because it's one less thing to think about. Like
Yeah.
the last thing I want to think about is, are we in focus?
Yeah.
There's too many other things happening.
But that means we got to make like the back of us super interesting because, or else it's going to be plain like you and I sitting up against a wall.
Right.
So
Even if it's a, what do they call that? What do they call that? Not a focus wall, but they, oh, come on. Hold on. What do they call that thing?
I don't know, dude.
It is called a, let's see.
This is amazing content.
I'm sorry. It's like a feature wall.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we
like
can
shiplap or something like that.
Yeah, something that's got like texture to it, and you know, it's got its own little cut in,
Sound-
cut out, whatever.
Sound dampening.
Yeah, something. So we can do a feature wall behind us, and then we're always in focus, and then it's something that's just like generally appealing, but also just a staple.
Yeah.
Like Pat McAfee, when he first started his YouTube channel show, it was a brick wall. So it was brick.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a staple feature wall, but it's a brick, and then you're just familiar with what that looks like. Rogan's got the plank wood going down, like just stuff like that. I think we can easily do. Just build a feature wall, and then we're
Right.
done.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like not having to worry about focus because even right now I'm worried about focus.
Right.
Because like this stuff's super out of focus right now back here, and I am. But sometimes there's episodes where that's super in focus and I'm not because the camera's so far away from me.
Yeah. And I really want to do like the shelf idea where it's just bottles lined up.
Oh, behind us, you're saying?
Somewhere in the studio, it's just a shelf
yeah.
of empty bottles throughout the years of different products that we liked and tried and whatever, you know, things like that. And like a a feature shelf for the single barrels and stuff like that.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
I like that.
The artwork and stuff
Yeah.
over here we can keep incorporating, and we don't have to necessarily hide it, or it won't necessarily be hidden because of the other equipment that we have.
Yeah.
It can actually just be out.
Right.
I think that'll be cool. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I think, when do you close?
Right now, December 13th.
Okay, and I closed December 27. Cheers.
Perfect.
6-month-old, 2 days after Christmas with a dog and a wife.
Yeah. There you go. Dude, Christmas is going to be wild this year. It's going to be so different.
No one's getting gifts.
Dude, right? I told Gina that too. I'm like, if you think you're getting a gift right now, you're not.
Not happening.
No.
Not happening.
doing it.
$0 to spare. Like, stuffed animal for Ava, and that's it.
right.
That's it.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for tuning in today. Again, leave us a comment down below of what studio concepts you like that you've seen in other podcasts. Hopefully, you're not listening to too many other podcasts because you're ours. Let us know if there's other concepts that you like that we're not thinking of, because we're going to be starting basically from scratch. I mean, like we just said, there's drywall there, but other than that, it's kind of a blank slate. So we have the ability to really make this space our space, and we're mad excited about it because we can make it ours instead of having this kind of fit what we kind of need. So let us know if there's other things that you want us to do. Third camera angles, fourth camera angles. I don't know. I got some cool ideas already from cameras that I love to see. So let us know in the comments down below. If you did enjoy today's episode, leave another comment, like the video, make sure you are subscribed, and we'll see you next week. Mike, anything else to add?
No, thank you all for tuning in. We're excited to continue filming OBS, and apologies for all the craziness, but we're busy.
We're out here. All right.
We're out here.
Please remember to drink responsibly. Good person. And Michael.
Do not litter.
We're out.
We'll be right back.